so long ago, before Jesus arrived and bring together multitudes, before the gods of Olympus domined the world and molded empires, humans believe in and follow nature, searching for answers, finding the nature protectors. Active tribes saw similar aptitudes from animals and humans, beginning what was called animal guides. The way of living and reacting to situations were the final characteristics to know which totem will be given to guide a person's life forever. Yes, forever. This was the believing before knowing what believing was. But what? What happened to this belief? Is nowadays possible to have animal guide? Well, I don't have the answers for those questions, but I have the answer for one. How those animal guides look, their physical characteristics and soul similarities with humans. Thanks to art, this can be shown. I'm going to present what for me are the 9 most unique animal guides, traveling between a lot of meanings, ages, and of course, animals. Finding how animal guides fit with the owners, even sharing the animal guide of myself. Getting at the end a complete view of 9 animal guides and an extra one of the animal guide that has the biggest energy of all. Let's make that. Yoo-hoo. This animal guide travel begin from the one that teach a whole generation how the animal guidance and totem is, thanks to its appearance in this film. I just show some of the parts because I have a video to make, and I don't know if I get in problems with this, but the bear is a so diverse animal as the human being. It can be a love guide like in the movie, or it can be a power guide, or it can be a fearless guide. But this is the first drawing, and seems like it has the same meaning of the last one. Well, until to the end you will notice if they are different or are the same. In this case, the bear is a guide of persistence, by taking a little moment of resting in this corner to keep going in the journey he has to complete. Now, while I'm finishing the sketch of the bear, let's step to the next animal guide, the one that is for a few people. This animal is the guide of freedom. Horses have always been savage animals. Savage in terms of living on big savannas and grasslands. But in one point, they start to become a friendly transport and helping us to become free as them. Now listen, freedom is not just running in a big place of grass. It's about having your own place, making it eat wherever you want, even if it's being in the place where the world seems so big, but at the same time so small. Just taking a place of freedom for thinking. Now that these 2 animal guides are done, well, the sketch, the place between them can get filled. Here the part is going to change, because the animal that comes is different of the 2 you have seen, and is in the middle for a reason. This powerful totem is the leopard, who represent the inner strength and the ability to overcome challenges. But this is not all. This is a personal guide. It encourages you to trust your own abilities and instincts, always for finding strength in your own company. All that can be perceived in only one part of the animal, the eyes. A simple look can express the strongest or deepest emotions or feelings. Now, as there is a guide for the deepest emotions, there is also one for the spontaneous. But not just a representation for joy, it's the understanding of not being afraid to express the emotions in your way. Don't be shy to be noticed. Most animals get the ability of hide without noticing it, but cows do the opposite. They want to be seen. This animal got the impression of being the animal guide for all the kids, but it isn't. What makes it a unique totem? It is the fact that a person was able to maintain all the characteristics even as an adult. Knowing in the world is a misunderstanding. This animal guide wasn't for being like the other ones. It is for bright between others. Okay, now with this amount of animal guides might be enough to show the variety of animal guides form. Well, no. There are 5 left in this paper, and the one at the end that have a lot of meaning. So let's make the next one, that is in a different path of the macaw. If there is an animal guide for people to get noticed and colorful, there has to be an animal guide for not being noticed. But I wouldn't call it like that, and the animal guide agrees with me. The snake is a meaningful totem because it brings together all about health, mental and physical. It could be said that is the health animal guide. It's a symbol of let go things that no longer serve you and embracing new beginnings. But the most notable feature is the healing one. This animal is for those who are natural healers or that healing is a main aspect of their lives. But there are two more things that I think are the ones that determine for which person is this animal guide. Intuition and protection. Some become healers from their deep bond with the instincts which lead them, and some become healers from the urge of protecting what is alive and keep them safe. There is one totem that have the same characteristics of intuition, but there are other aspects that makes it change from an apple, that's the academic term for saying a legless animal, to one of the most known animal guides in the world. That's the Pratox way to say it. Wolves are also animal guides of intuition. More specific, the ability to perceive and understand situations deeply. You can tell of their way of looking, but what makes them step apart of snakes are their loyalty and the need of being in community. But in here is an interesting fact. This totem has all the characteristics of a leader. Seems like it doesn't matter, each wolf is a leader. And those with that animal guide are pretty much leaders by nature. But now let's pass from that stern look to this one that is a cuter, but with a meaning that you can imagine. This animal in its form is one of the cutest animals that exist. But don't get confused by the external aspect, because this little friendly animal hides its reason of being an animal guide. The red panda reminds to cultivate gentleness with interactions when developing resilience in the face of difficulties. And as it is a solitary creature, represents the importance of valuing personal space and knowing how to find happiness in your own. The final fact of this animal guide is that it's the representation of uniqueness, of being authentic, of developing ideas and creativity. That's why I think this animal guide describes my soul, my purpose, and the purpose of the channel. Spreading to more people the importance of authenticity in a gentle and friendly way. Now that you know the animal guide of this channel, we can continue to the two animal guides that are left, who are the most meaningful to the point of being so sacred. The first one is a classic that appears on the movie that I mentioned of the bird. You see it, and now you're going to hear it. The eagle. It encourages to step back from current problems and situations to gain a complete perspective and find clarity. To share the view to others, accomplishing the leader role. So yes, it's an animal guide for a few ones, selected at a young age, but is revealed in the pass of time. Like the one that comes next, that with the pass of time gets more powerful and more clear. It's amazing how this animal guide is so powerful in a lot of aspects. And the first one is the most known, but there are some that are unknown to much, including myself. The owl is an animal guide mainly of wisdom and knowledge. That's why it was the totem of the wise old man in the tribes. But listen, this totem is for the people that pursue knowledge. It's for those who are destined to become wise. Not smart, wise. Connected with the ability of paying attention to subtleties, listen carefully, and gather information before acting is what leads the path of a few ones with this guide. But the crucial characteristic of this one is the seek of truth.
Trust in the inner voice.
Owls by nature not tolerate to be deceived. That's why they take time to look, listen, and be certain of everything to take action. Being one of the most powerful animals not only in the guidance, but nature. This is how 9 animal guides look all together in one place, with just the sketch and the little details to fill space. It looks great, but it can be unique. So let's get the pencil to give more life to it. I know there is one left, the one with the most energy. But that's the last one I'm going to do. And trust me, you can't imagine which animal it is. But for now, let's continue with the 9 that are already done in lines. The whole drawing is going to be made by pencil for letting you give the color by yourself. This revelation is going to start as always from the left. Starting with the bear. I decided to make the first 2 in the bottom because I want them to be on a lake. In the case of the bear, for taking some time in a journey to rest and in some minutes continue. Following the one of this animal guide by getting in touch with its better, making know him he is not alone and he is on the right path. this is how the first animal looks done. Imagine how it will be look when the whole thing is done. So let's not waste any more time and let's get to the one at the top. The red panda represents the main objective of this channel: be unique and also be friendly and a good person. With it done, I can say I'm going to add this animal to any part of the channel, because it really looks like me. But most important, by what it represents. So now let's jump to the one that I'm going to give the exception of using color. Because if I made it without color, it's basically lose its meaning. So I'm going to start with the pencil and at the end, give the guy color. As you can see, the kid and some parts of the macaw have pencil, so now it's time for the colors. See that beautiful animal guide? So unique. But now the joy is going to change to the first stair look of two. This one, besides having a lot of detail, is concentrated in just one part, the look. To prove it, that's the last thing I'm going to do. First, let's begin with the woman. With her done, the leopard can start to emerge. Okay, as I promised, the eyes are the last thing to do. Behold the leopard's soul condensing in just one place. This look must be the main aspect to get this animal guide. What look is it? The look of inner strength. But as I said before, this is just the first of two stair looks this drawing has. So let's go to the next one. Maybe the type of look is different, but now I'm going to make the look first, forget the difference. With the eyes done, let's make these soulmates at the same time. With the two animal guides of the looking hold, let's step to the most stealthy one. I'm talking about the snake, animal which I didn't think for the healing way, but also is a totem of embrace new beginnings. I didn't realize until I make this video that snakes are a really chill animal. They are calm, focused, determined, and when they need to change, they literally do it. They leave behind the snake of the past and embrace the new one that they become. This animal guide is amazing and so careful to choose the right human to lead, like all the animal guides. But I think this one is so specific. But there is one animal guide with more freedom because it's the animal guide of it. This one is one of the most deepest drawing of the animal guides, bonding with the bear one, with the same purpose of just being with the bearer. The horse is a guide of freedom in all the meanings.
Most of all think that freedom is making something without thinking about the consequences. And it's kinda right. But freedom goes more deeper than that.
In this case, personal freedom, or just be free to take a moment of thinking. It's like the animal guide protects the woman of being interrupted.
And that's unique.
This video has traveled through a lot of meanings and crossing with the young guides,
But there are some that require a lot of time to be understood and developed, which are quite rare because their qualities are not specific. They are unique.
because they are for the future, and the bearer has to have the ability to keep the characteristics to the last breath. So let's begin from the male one, the eagle. And it's not a surprise, this animal guide is for a low amount of people. Being a leader is not for everyone, but being a master, the one that leads the leader, is so powerful, and everything, coincidentally, comes back to the eyes. Eagles have a crazy eye view.
The eagle totem means to step back to get the whole view and analyze the situation.
Look at them, in calm, but in focus.
The next one is more than unique. I would dare to say it's a miracle, and it's the best way to finish what has become a tribute.
The owl, wisdom in shape of a bird, the seek of truth in two eyes, the pursuit of knowledge driven by two wings, the owls in the guide of mental power. And this one is going to take less, not because it's meaningless, the opposite. These two things I mentioned were the reason of why this animal guide is a miracle. Time becomes the best resource to the bearer of this totem. With it, the truth is something hard to find, but the lies become so clear, and by seeking truth comes the journey of getting knowledge, to pursue it, for understand how things work, getting the wisdom to lead and change things.
Now it's time for showing the result. Wait, if you think I forget it, you're wrong. There's one animal guide left.
So unique. I have to use that word because it is.
I'm going to present you what could be the god of animal guides.
It is the bison. While I'm shading this animal guide,
I'm going to tell you why. Why this uncommon animal is so powerful and is the final guide of this journey.
well, let me tell you, bisons are guides of abundance. Life is a plentiful gift and the fulfillment of need, urging gratitude. Resilience represents inner strength, endurance, and the ability of overcome adversity. Groundedness, stability, connection to earth, and deliberate, thoughtful action. Purpose donates spiritual willpower and the strength to stand firm in one's truth. Adaptability inspires flexibility and openness to changing circumstances. And finally, strength, toughness mentally and physically. Be calm on moments of taking action or for enjoying the moment, but also stay straight and protect when the situation requires it.
Now that you know the why, let me leave you with the shading process. And trust me, the result brings the calm and the power of the bison.
now with all the animal guide done, it's time to present these tributes to the first believing between humans and nature. We share a deep connection with nature, used to present that every living thing is unique, even if it comes from the same origin.
But most important is that everything on nature has a purpose. When this epic belief existed, humans take care of the place that makes them believe on it. I think nowadays people need to take that part in concern, to understand that if it wasn't for nature, humans will become what they are. Getting more beliefs, each one unique, but all of them leading us to achieve our purpose on life.